So, since I was a little kid, I was fascinated by technology and science. Thanks to my older brother, who was 10 years older than me. So by the age of 8, I was already listening to rock, heavy metal, and watching violent sci-fi movies. But yeah, don't worry, I'm talking to you today, so I think I turned out okay. So one of the movies that we watched was The Terminator. Does anyone know the series Terminator here? Oh, that's a lot of fans, good. So for those who don't know, the first movie of The Terminator depicts this nuclear mass destruction threat by the superintelligence called Skynet, who goes rogue after being given the full control of the military. And that's the plot, basically. And in the second movie, we see the character Sarah Connor locked up in an asylum, desperately trying to warn others about what Skynet is capable of. So I think these two movies perfectly illustrate the duality of having AI in our daily lives. So in the first movie is about giving AI too much power in the name of efficiency. This is particularly apparent in places of service industry where the tasks are being handed from humans to AI to be done more efficiently. Less serious example of this comes from actually the McDonald's drive-thrus. I think we have some idea of how drive-thrus work. So McDonald's decided to implement this AI voice system to take orders more efficiently than humans. However, they had to take this system, due to frequent mistakes, like adding extra bacon to your ice cream order, which, believe it or not, can be a major problem depending on how you like your ice cream. So that's the first movie. So the second movie depicts our feelings of uncomfort when we are interacting with these AI technologies. So recently, Stanford University has released a report on AI saying that while AI can excel at tasks that does not require some complex reasoning or can actually enhance human performance in those complex tasks, consumer sentiments are still mixed. So this means that people are having reservations about interacting with these AI technologies while in services. This report also states that people are more nervous rather than excited about the developments in the AI field because they know eventually these developments will impact their lives. So we have this growing tension between companies striving for efficiency and customers still wanting that human touch in those services. So there is a level of efficiency that we can get by these AI, and this would make actually for a quicker service and more quality service. In this case, the customers and companies would be happy. However, in a case of full AI integration without any human supervision, there is a risk of service failures like it happened in McDonald's, which can be devastating considering the importance of that service. And finally, we have the consumers still having those ambivalent perceptions towards these AI who may need that human touch to alleviate those negative perceptions. So after our 3 experiments, we've come to a 3-part solution that may work both for companies and consumers. And we believe that this can be broadly applied across all service industries, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So the first one is about who needs to deliver the service for the service to be reliable. The second part is about oversight and key decision-making aspects of this service. And lastly, which design considerations we should have for this AI technologies to be responsible. So we'll talk about the first one. So imagine that you're getting a much needed mental health advice from your counselor, and assume that this counselor uses AI to guide your sessions. So I want to ask you a question. Who would trust this advisor less if they were using AI to guide your sessions? Can I have? Okay, that's actually a lot of hands. Thank you. So that's what we were trying to see. We wanted to see how people feel about these human and AI advisors working separately or together. So we asked those participants who they trusted more, or who they'd be more willing to share those personal information with, a human advisor or AI advisor, or a combination of both. Here's what we found. People actually trusted the human advisors the most. And whenever there is an AI advisor introduced in the equation, these trust levels started to dip. The same trend follows in the willingness to share personal information. And these two results are consistent in both mental health and finance contexts. So what does this tell us? People see humans as the most reliable service provider, so we think that humans should be in the forefront delivering that service. However, in real life, there are also some situations that humans use those AI tools to give a better service for you. So I have another question for you. Let's assume that you are getting some advice from a human and AI team, and my question is this: would you trust this team if it was led by the human advisor? So you trust it more because human is leading it. Okay, that's a couple of you. So that's what we were trying to figure out. In the previous one, we didn't really specify who was leading this team. And we had a hunch, as most of you, that people may trust the team and its recommendations more if it was led by the human advisor. And me and you were right. So people, when we saw these brain activities of these participants, we saw that people actually thought a lot harder about the recommendation given by the AI-led team. And they actually trusted less when these teams were led by the AI advisor. And following these two results, they actually took the advice of these teams less when AI was leading them. So this tells us in the conclusion that people, in order to have more trustworthy service that people are more likely to follow, we need humans in the driver's seat, making those key decisions. So up until now, we can clearly see that AI shines the brightest with humans, with human involvement. However, again, there might be some situations where there is no human support readily available to you. So our question was this: how can we make AI something more comfortable in the cases of no human involvement? So how do we solve this? So we specifically delved in the question of what makes AI, specifically chatbots, because they're in the forefront of customer interactions. What makes these chatbots more comfortable and accepted, comfortable to use and accepted by those users? And acceptance in this case means having more positive attitudes and a higher intention to use these technologies in the future. So what we found was there are two factors that boost acceptance: how transparent the system is about what it's doing, explainability, and how well it protects your data. Other factors, as how friendly the chatbot is, how easy to use it is, they are also important, but not as these two factors. And these results that we found were also consistent across all service industries. So whether if you use a chatbot for a vacation planning or something more serious, like mental health counseling, it doesn't matter what you do. These two factors are the most important for your acceptance and your use of these technologies. So imagine how Skynet was this like protective of the military data so that it was like accepted this much. But yeah. So, but jokes aside, we come to the conclusion that we need to have explainability and privacy to make these systems more responsible. So to wrap up, we saw that although we can give that level of efficiency with AI, we need humans at the forefront making these important decisions in service delivery. And in the cases that we have those AI systems, we need to make sure that the system is transparent and it is also transparent about how it uses your data. So these solutions that we found is luckily also in line with what leading tech companies and researchers are doing in their research on human-centered responsible AI also. So in light of all of this, I'm pretty sure that the Terminator and Skynet will just stay as a plot and not become a reality. Thank you for listening.